All right, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Now, enjoy this video. Okay, we're back. Week 8 of 5 NFL thoughts. As you know, every single week, I give you 5 NFL thoughts from that particular week. And this is week 8. Let's jump right into it with thought number 1. The Houston Texans need to start building their offense around their 3 rookie playmakers. I'm talking Jaylen Nowell, Jaden Higgins, and Woody Marks. Like, this offense, to me, can be special. With C.J. Stroud and those 3 rookies, then you also add in Nico Collins. But these 3 guys, to me, are the 3 keys to this offense going to the next level. Because against the 49ers, they look like a completely different offense. They were constantly on schedule. They were constantly in rhythm. They moved the ball up and down the field for 4 quarters. And the big reason why was because of these 3 players. Like, enough with the Braxton Berrios. Good player. Enough with the Nick Chubbs. I'm okay with Nico Collins because he's still one of the best receivers in football. But we need to start featuring these 3 players more. Like, all 3 of these players should be featured in game plan after game plan after game plan, week after week after week. These are the 3 guys on offense that we need to build around. These are the 3 guys that are going to help C.J. Stroud out. These are the 3 guys that are going to take this offense to the next level, in my opinion. It's not going to be Nick Chubb. It's not going to be Braxton Berrios. It's not going to be Dalton Schultz. It's going to be these 3 guys. You drafted them. They're on rookie contracts. And they're already excellent football players. But you have to trust them. That's what it comes down to, trust. Houston has to trust these 3 football players. And if they do, I think this offense can go to the next level. And I think this team can go to the next level. Because the defense is elite. It's special. It's one of the best defenses in football. And if this offense becomes that, and if this offense becomes a top offense in football, if they start featuring these 3 players, because that's where I think they can go if they start really featuring these 3 guys, then you're looking at a legit Super Bowl contender. But they're not there yet because they don't want to play these 3 guys consistently. I'm sorry, Woody Marks needs to be starting over Nick Chubb. Jaylen Nowell and Jaden Higgins need to be starting receivers consistently, game after game after game. We're finally starting to feature Jaylen Nowell more, but we need more of Jaden Higgins. He needs to be the outside guy. That's what I thought when I watched the Texans against the 49ers. Watching these 3 guys be difference makers on offense for the Texans. And they were without Nico Collins. But they had these 3 guys. And the offense looked completely different. And I thought if they feature these 3 guys, this offense can be special. So that's what I want to see from the Texans. Start featuring these 3 guys as the focal points of your offense. Thought number 2. The Philadelphia Eagles, for the first time this year, finally looked like the team from last year. They were running the ball. They were staying balanced. Their defense looked good, but it's really been their offense that have struggled this year to start. But I thought they ran the ball. They ran the ball the best they've run it all year. Saquon Barkley looked like last year's Saquon Barkley. They were throwing it well. They were in rhythm. They were on schedule. It looked excellent to watch. And if they play like that, if the Eagles play like that on offense, I don't think they get beat. I think they win back-to-back Super Bowls if they play like how they played against the Giants. If they play how they played against the Giants, they are going to win back-to-back Super Bowls. You can probably book it. Because they're that good, they're that talented, and it's that much of a loaded roster. It was nice to see. It was nice to watch Saquon Barkley look like the Saquon Barkley of last year. He had that big run to begin the game. That was old Saquon Barkley from last year. That's what we've been missing with this offense. It's why the offense has looked like complete garbage, is because they have not been able to run the football and stay balanced. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Their inability to stay balanced has hurt them. They're either way too far running it or way too far throwing it. And this week, they were a lot more balanced. They obviously want to be a dominant running team, so they're always going to run the ball, I think, a little bit more. But Jalen Hurts also threw the ball excellent. He threw the ball excellent this week. was on time, on target. And when you're running the ball like that, and Jalen Hurts is playing like that, you're a dominant football team. And you're probably the best team in the NFL. It was good to see. If you're an Eagles fan, you have to be happy watching that. Because that was the Eagles that we saw last year. That was the dominant Eagles team that we saw went and won the Super Bowl. Thought number 3. The San Francisco 49ers just have way too many injuries to overcome to do anything special this year. That's the reality. They have way too many injuries to do anything special this year. It's impressive that they're 5-3. Like, that's beyond impressive. Because they probably shouldn't even be that good. The fact that their record is that good is amazing. They have so many people hurt and key people. Like, not just a player here, a player there, like top players on their roster, players that they're paying high money to are out. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, Brock Purdy. Like, all these guys are missing. And they still have a 5-3 record, but, like, just think if they had those players. We'd be talking about this team to potentially win the Super Bowl. That's how good they've been without them. Now imagine with them. I just think they have way too many injuries to overcome. Way too many. Eventually it just hits you and you can't overcome all of it. Now I know you want to stay positive and you want to still have faith, but when you watch them today, they are just outmanned against good teams. When they play good teams or teams with good rosters, they're just going to be outmanned. Because they just don't have the talent because of how many guys they're missing due to injuries. And it sucks to watch for 49ers. If you're a 49ers fan. Because this would be a damn good football team if they were fully healthy. This would be one of the best teams in football if they were healthy. It's just unfortunate they're not. Thought number 4. The Browns are another team that are an absolute mess. I talked about the Miami Dolphins last week. I want to talk about the Browns this week. They've been an absolute joke this year. They've completely messed up the quarterback situation. Completely. That's awful how they've done that. Myles Garrett has 5 sacks against the Patriots, and they get boat raced. This entire organization is laughable. It really is. It is a laughable organization. Everything about it. Everything about it is bad. This whole roster needs to be fixed. I don't know if you can trade Myles Garrett because he got the new contract, but I would look to do that just for him. Just to make him happy for what he's done for your organization. But everything about them, just watching them, it just feels like a mess. They feel so far away. They don't even feel remotely close to being competitive. And I could be wrong, but it's not a good roster. Their defense is good. But offensively, man, Dillon Gabriel, to me, just isn't the answer. He's just not the answer. Now, are they ever going to play Shedeur Sanders? Probably not. But watching Dillon Gabriel, he's not the guy either. They have no talent around their quarterback. I just thought, watching the Browns today, they are just a mess. They are so far away from being a true Super Bowl contender. It's not even funny. My 5th and final thought here in week number 8. Here it is. Thought number 5. I think right now the Kansas City Chiefs are the favorites to win the AFC. Now, I know it's still kind of early, but the way they've looked, especially the last 3-4 weeks, they've looked like the old Kansas City Chiefs from the last couple of years. They've looked like that team. And it's kind of surprising because the first 2 games, they looked like an absolute shell of themselves. And now they look like the Chiefs, the dynasty, what we've seen for the last 5-6 years. That team's back in there. And their offense looks as good as it's looked in 5 or 6 years. And their defense is back to playing how they played the last couple of years. The Chiefs right now are the favorites in the AFC and maybe the NFL. But That's my 5 NFL thoughts. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and have an awesome day.